Hello everyone and welcome back to more Fantasy Life I. In this video I'm going to show you guys how you can get every single mount in this game. All 17 of them. I only have 11 right now, so we're actually going to get a couple together. But these are pretty much going to be divided up into 3 different categories. There's going to be the mounts that you have to buy from shops. So that's going to be the brown horse, the black horse, the white horse, and the turtle. There's going to be mounts that you can only get as enemy drops, and that's going to be the tortoise, the Black Panther, the Cashmere, the Taurus, the Forest Panther over here, which I don't have yet, the White Woolie, which I don't have yet, the King Woolie, which I don't have yet. This is a very cool one, and the White Runner, which I also don't have yet. And then the third category is going to be mounts that you have to craft yourselves. That's going to be the Neb Dragon Cruiser BLK, the Neb Dragon Cruiser Red, and the ever so infamous Turboglider. This one is going to be a real pain. And then the 2 leftover mounts are going to be the Camel and the Mini Neb Dragon. The Camel you get automatically in Gynomosia as a story quest reward, and the Mini Neb Dragon is going to be from the bonus content from the Digital Deluxe pack. So this is actually going to cost real money, which I find kind of unfortunate. I wish people would just be able to craft this as a very end game item as well or something like that. So let's actually show you where you can buy or find these mounts. So for the brown horse is going to be in the material shop at Faraway Island. So over here in Faraway Island, you just want to make your way into the Lulep Forest, and then once you're inside over here, we just want to keep going up. We basically want to make our way to this little shop over here. All right, once you reach this area, you just want to talk to the Leaf over here, and over here at the key items, he's gonna have the brown horse saddle for sale. And let's actually jump to the turtle mount before covering the white and black horse. So the turtle mount can be bought at the material shop in the Tropica Isles. So over here at the Tropica Isles, you want to make your way to this material shop. All right, once you're here, just talk to this girl, and at the key items, she's gonna sell the turtle saddle. So those are definitely gonna be the easiest mounts to get in the game. Now let's go over to somewhat frustrating mounts. The black horse and the white horse can both be obtained in the very same way, and that's going to be from the merchants over here in Gynomosia. So let's warp over there. So once you arrive in Gynomosia, you want to open up your map and look for the backpack icon, which is going to be right over here for me, and that's going to be the merchant. I sometimes, just like now, have 2 merchants on the map. They can both have recipes that they sell and also mounts. Also something very nice, if you didn't know, when it is raining in Gynomosia, these guys actually sell at like a discount. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So as they say right there, rainy day discount, all items 20% off. Oh my god, I got insanely lucky over here. Actually managed to roll something that you need to get later on, so it's cool that I can show it off. But I believe if they are able to sell the mounts, or like if they have it on stock with them, there's gonna be a 4th icon with like the same key icon over there that you can go to, and you can buy both the black and white horses there. Now also something that you need to buy from these merchants you can't get anywhere else is gonna be the recipe for the Neb Dragon Cruiser Red. So you need to get very lucky for them to actually have this on them as well. If the merchants do not have the items on them, what you could do is just save your game over here, then go to the title screen, and once you are at the title screen, you just need to change your date 1 day further is what I did, and then just continue playing the game, and the merchants should have different items in stock. So that's kind of how you are going to change their stock and hopefully get your 2 horses and your Neb Dragon Cruiser Red recipe very quickly. So yeah, those are some annoying to get mounts in my opinion. I really don't like the way they did that. I'm a way bigger fan of the 3rd category over here, and that's going to be the enemy drops. So over here, if you kill any tortoise, you have the chance that they drop their mount. This is going to be significantly boosted if you have the item drop rate armor, which I'll be able to show off a couple of times in this video because I'm still missing 5 mounts this way. It's going to be the same for the Black Panther. You do not actually have to kill these guys in Gynomosia for them to drop the mount. You can just kill them anywhere, be it in like the depths if you can find some of these enemies in the depths, or just like in the past in any of those worlds that you explore. Anytime you kill these enemies and you don't have the mount yet, they have a chance to drop it. The Cashmere works in the same way, and the Taurus does as well. Real quick for some locations for these guys, if you want to farm the tortoises, I know they spawn over here, but they also of course spawn in like huge amounts over here in the Tropica Isles if you just run around the place a little bit. I actually recommend doing it right over here. There's going to be a lot of poor tortoises that you can slay. Should be a very easy mount to get. For the Black Panther, we want to make our way inside of Yo-Ho-Ho Cavern. And inside of this cave, let's just take a look at the map. For now, is going to be two very easy locations for the Black Panther, and there's going to be two of them right over here. This is personally where I got my mount as well. For the Kashmir mount, you could just look around for them in Genermosia. I know they are, I believe, somewhere in the the Great Gut Plains areas. There should be a couple of them, but I also just recommend going over to Faraway Island, warping over to the Valley of Spirits, enter Luleb Forest that way, and just make your way to the left over here. There's going to be a ton of Kashmirs surrounded by some gold mirrors actually, so you can always kill, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there's going to be 6 Kashmirs for you to easily slay and probably obtain the mount for, like, really quickly, especially if you have the item drop armor. And then finally for the Taurus mount, apparently if you have the West Great Gut Plains area to a rank of 5, you will be able to spawn over here, but I actually just recommend going over to Swollen Island, and I'm not actually gonna warp there and run through this whole cave because it's horrible. But over here in the Cave of Trials, if you make your way all the way to B4, I recommend just resetting this area over here, and there should be a Taurus between one of the 3 bosses that spawn there. That's probably going to be the easiest way to grind that guy. So to get the Forest Panther mount, next I actually want to make my way into Luleb Forest once again. I recommend teleporting to the Elder Tree. So just run down the Elder Tree and enter the Luleb Forest this way. The Leaf is going to mention, like, do you want to come with us? You want to say yes over here, and he's going to bring you straight away to this point. And now you just want to make your way to this boss over here. There's going to be a Forest Panther. So let's make our way there and actually see how long it's going to take for this guy to drop his mount with my item drop rate up. So it didn't drop it the first time, so let's just put down a teleportation gate over here, go to Gyromosia so we can immediately reload this area. All right, press the teleportation gate one more time, and let's go to the Luleb Forest. And the Forest Panther has respawned, so you basically just want to keep, oh, look at that, repeating this process until you get the mount. And I actually did get it, so that's only my second time slaying him. Already got the mount. I definitely recommend getting yourself an item drop armor, like the perfect equipment set for that, before actually farming these mounts, at least the ones that are like a rare drop from enemies. So up next, let's have some fun and beat up some Woolies. For this one, I'm actually just gonna go to the capital of Mysteria, and I do think it actually needs to be day for this, so let's quickly change the time of day. All right, very nice. Let's take a look at the map again. So there's gonna be 3 white Woolies over here, and there's also 3 white Woolies over here. So let's maybe just try making our way to these, keep running between these guys, and then use the same respawn trick going to Gyromosia if we didn't get the mount yet. I already see my targets over here. Nice to see you, little Woolies. So let's beat this guy, this dude. All right, they didn't drop the mount yet. All right, I beat up all of these Woolies and we didn't get the mount, so let's respawn them. Oh, and just like that, yeah, that's literally same case as with the Panther. I just come back from the door and we immediately get it. That is quite nice. So that's going to be the white Woolie mount over here obtained as well. Now, before moving on to King Woolie over here, let's leave this magnificent creature for last. Let's go and do the white runner. I'm pretty sure by far the best place where we can actually farm these guys is going to be over here in the Da Vinci Cave. So enter the Da Vinci Cave and let's take a look at the map. So there's one white runner over here, but I know there's a location that has like 3 of them pretty close grouped together. So I'm gonna make my way deeper into the cave a little bit, but let's just for fun try out beating this guy once. Maybe he'll drop the mount. No, he didn't yet. That would have been funny. So I'm at the Da Vinci Cave B1 right now, and over here there's going to be 3 white runners. You definitely want to make your way to these guys. That's going to be the best spot to farm them, I believe. Oh, there's even a 4th one. Oh, wow. Oh, there's way more over here than I thought. Okay, let's beat up all of these guys. All right, number 1 didn't drop it yet. Let's see. What does number 2 tell me? Not too much. All right, yet again, none of them actually dropped the mount, so use your little respawn trick. Come back over here and let's murder out some more of these. It's just very actually friendly birds if you don't attack them. All right, I actually cleared out all of these guys once again and didn't achieve the, or like didn't get the mount, so I'll see you when I do. Oh, all right, here we go. This is the like the very first enemy I beat after I said I'll see you when I do get the mount, so it didn't take that long at all. Yet again, the item drop armor definitely clutching out here. So with that, that's going to be the last basic mount. I'd say it's the white runner. Let's go over to our big boy over here, King Woolie. So for this, I'll actually have to grind out my Gynomosia West Great God Plains a little bit myself, because you need to have a rank 5 in this area for the King Woolie to appear. So let's go. I believe I need like 5,000 points. Oh, I need 8,000. Oh, that's horrible. I'm ways off. All right, so I'm on my final lap of kind of grinding out my my area rank in Gynomosia. If you want to get to level 5, the only thing that I've been doing so far is just going back and forth and kind of killing every monster in this little group, this little group, this little group, this group, and then ending off with this big one over here. I think it nets me around like 300 points every reset, and it is very quick to do. So just beat up those Woolies, beat up these Tonoko lizards. Very easy. Oh, already got my my rank. And then after beating every single group, I like going over here, just aggroing every single one of them and kill them almost in one go. Pretty easy, pretty smooth. But with that, let's go over to the tower and get our area rank of 5 so we can spawn the King Woolie. All right, finally, this is gonna be my my first rank 5 as well, so pretty exciting. And right now over here, as you can see, there's gonna be a bad boy waiting for us. Also a fire angel tree. Are you kidding me? I didn't know those could spawn over here. Wow, I have some interesting new things that I can unlock. Also, yeah, the Taurus over here at level 5, he is gonna spawn as well, so you could grind him out over here if you prefer to do so. Might even be easier than farming this guy over at the Cave of Trials, because you need to unlock rank 5 over here to get the King Woolie anyways. So let's go over here. We can see him. He kind of looks like the legendary Don Woolie. Pretty nice. He should be, I mean, fairly easy to beat, I suppose. Let's see. Oh, actually, he has more HP than I thought he would, so you might be up for a little challenge here. Also has a heated phase, so yeah, I hope you guys get lucky with how many times it's gonna take you to actually take this guy out. But there we go, one more slash should do it. And wow, for me, he he dropped it at the first go over here. You saw that that little green chest, so yeah, got the King Woolie just like that. Now something interesting, let's test that out over here. So he has a 5-minute respawn timer. So let's try changing the area rank to 4 and changing it back to 5. Is that gonna reset his timer, or do we still have to wait? Oh, it looks like we still have to wait. What if we do it this way? Change it to rank 4, so he's no longer there, and oh, he actually still appears like that. Oh, maybe you can even target or like tackle this guy at a lower level, because right now he's only 50 and like a minute ago he was level 60. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like you can actually impact this timer over here, so you'll always have to wait 5 minutes for the King Woolie if you want to try him again. So I got pretty lucky over there. I'm happy with that for sure. Let's actually try equipping the King Woolie. I kind of want to see him. So oh dude, that is nice, man. What? That is cool. I might actually just have this guy over my Neb Dragon Cruiser for now. He feels kind of smooth to run around with. That's kind of nice. But no more fun stuff. Let's go over to the mounts that you have to craft next. So we technically already covered the Neb Dragon Cruiser Red. I already told you how to get the recipe, so we'll try to craft him later on. But the way that you can get the Neb Dragon Cruiser BLK is by turning over your mysterious slates, or whatever they're called, to Edward over at your base camp. So in case you didn't know, once you beat the game, or like are done with the story at least, damn, I have some nice boss crops over here. Okay, that's pretty neat. You can get Darkfire and Mysterious Slates from Shadow Monsters. Whenever you talk to Edward, he's gonna give you the option to appraise slates. I got pretty lucky and actually got the Neb Dragon Cruiser as like the 2nd or 3rd slate that I gave to him. So you can do these 10 at a time. I have 77 right now. Maybe I'll even make a video like, I don't know, doing 100 of these. They're honestly really not that bad to farm when you have your item drop armor. So you just do that, transfer your slates. He's gonna say there's like a new recipe, and then he's gonna give you anything that you didn't have so far. So a big cactus, black magic dress, great hammer, pretty cool. We got a chest over here, divine hoe, that's nice. A violet rot, dragon bone brush, just a lot of stuff. And I believe these earned items over here were from like some repeat recipes maybe. But yeah, one of the recipes that he can give you is gonna be for the the Neb Dragon Cruiser BLK. If you have trouble finding these recipes, they're going to be over at the objects, and they'll probably be the last alchemist recipes that you have. I don't immediately see a filter to like filter these guys out of anything else, so that's kind of weird, but you can of course just select every alchemist recipe and they should show up just like that. So for the Neb Dragon Cruiser BLK, you will need a steel shell, 1 monster hide, 2 fire mana, and 4 silver ingots. So the silver ingots are simple enough. The monster hide you can buy from the material shop over at the Tropica Isles. Fire mana you can get in a couple of different ways. You could cut down the fire angel tree, you could mine the fire star crystal, or you could beat the Neb Dragon or Mohawkosaurus. That is certainly a name. And then for the steel shell, you can buy, I believe, one of these every single day in the Tropica Isles. Material shop is going to be the same material shop where you bought the like the horse mount, or it's also a rare drop from the steel tortor toys over there. So simple enough, I'm not going to make it again. I already made it once, and it is kind of the cooler version of the Neb Dragon Cruiser Red, but I am going to make this one. So for these, the materials are pretty simple. Again, you just need iron ingots. You need the fire shard, which you can get from mining the fire star crystal, and you need some beast hide, which you can just buy at the material shop in Faraway Island. So let's go. They recommend 250 alchemy, which is really not a lot actually, so kind of nice. You will definitely be able to make this recipe as soon as you get it, provided you have the right materials, of course. And of course you also need the alchemist life, but well, that's pretty straightforward. So yeah, with that, we made the mount. It's gonna be perfect quality. I don't believe that actually does something, like I'm pretty sure that does not affect the speed of the mount or anything like that, but it's pretty interesting that you're even able to make those guys in like higher qualities, because I made like a very high quality mount of this one, and I made, I believe, a great quality of the Neb Dragon Cruiser BLK, and these are the only ones, like the craftables, that can show up with a little crown. And personally, it kind of irks me because it's like weird. I don't know. But let's move on to the last mount over here, and that's gonna be the Turboglider. Now I am actually gonna have to disappoint you guys, because I will most likely not be getting it in this video. I tried getting it before making this video, and I tried for, I believe, 1 to 2 hours straight, and this is an absolutely horrible experience. Anyways, what you need to do is have a bunch of Celestia's gifts, and you need to talk to Marco over here. Go over to the Celestia exchange tab, and all the way to the right at the key slots is going to be these dreamy boxes. And you can ask to show the details, and it's going to say a dreamy box containing helpful items. Who knows what rewards await inside? Open to find out. If you're ultra lucky, and they do mean ultra lucky, as in insanely ultra lucky, you may receive a recipe for a mount. So I have opened about, I'd say, definitely more than 500 of these. I want to say 1,000 already. I've opened probably 1,000 of these dreamy boxes, and I have not gotten the recipe yet. Now, if you want to actually grind out those boxes, I definitely recommend turning on the cross save feature and putting down a manual save. So override complete, that is great. Then you want to talk to Marco, because what happens if you actually go over here and do these dreamy boxes, they put down a save every time you actually do it, or like you don't see that they put down a save, but they do. So if you want to like be smart about it and reset, you can't really reset these resources. I always buy them in like batches of 11, so I don't lose too much if I end up getting it in these first 10, you know. And you're basically looking for a recipe drop over here, so just keep buying these boxes until you get a recipe. Don't freak out if you actually get one, because it could be a recipe or just like a piece of furniture. So let's open up 11 more here. It's a very boring and tedious progress. We didn't get anything, just like a bunch of stupid crappy stickers for some reason. And let's buy this last batch of 11, see what we get. And of course we don't get anything. As I said, I've done this for hours, man. But yeah, right now, if you were to immediately quit and go to the title menu and load back in, you will have lost all of your Celestia's gifts. So let's do that real quick. I'm just gonna press any button. Let's continue. All right, we load back into the game, and as you can see, we still only have 80 Celestia's gifts. I lost every single one that I had. So what you want to do is you want to be very careful not to put down a like cross save after you done the like the Celestia's gift exchange, and you want to go over here and reload your last cross save data. So you're gonna technically lose progress, but you're you're really just gaining progress because you're getting back those Celestia's gifts that you just spent. So just like that, I'm back at 3,600 of them, and you can repeat the process if you wish to do so. I might make a video about this later where I like just sit down for hours on end and record the process of me actually trying to get this mount. But for this video, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you like me actually getting this, because I do want to get this video out, but I don't want it to be like next week when I finally got it, you know. But trust me, this is how you can get the stupid Turboglider, which I really want to have because it looks like a cool mount, but it's just so insanely ridiculously hard to get. But with that, we are over here at the capital of Mysteria. Let's actually show off all of the mounts that I got. So we have your basic camel mount over here. You have the brown horse mount, looking pretty nice, definitely way better than that stupid camel. You have the black horse mount. We have the white horse mount. These are all just very clearly remodels and just with a different color. Then we have the turtle mounts, who are surprisingly just as fast as horses in this game. We have this tortoise mounts, and I do have to say they actually feel a bit clunky to move around with. It might just be my imagination, but it felt easier to move around with the horse mounts so far. We have the Black Panther mount. This one actually looks pretty cool. Dang. This one, yeah, this one looks nice. Okay. We have the Forest Panther mount, which is just a recolor of the Black Panther. We have the Cashmere mount, which this looks different than I thought it would. Why is this such a little cashmere? That's pretty weird. He's like as big as a Woolie. He's kind of smaller even. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, speaking about Woolies, this is going to be the Woolie mount, a little bit smaller than an actual Woolie. Kind of cute though. And then of course we have the big boy King Woolie himself. Very cool. And then you also have the White Runner, which this is pretty funny actually. What? This feels weird. It's like he's literally running like a human being. And then we have the Tauros over here, who actually I kind of like. It looks like he's charging the whole time, like he's definitely charging into something. It would be cool if you could like run into some different enemies and deal damage this way. We have the Neb Dragon Cruiser Red, which is kind of nice. I never noticed these wheels spinning before. Is that the same with the other Neb Dragon Cruiser? Oh, it actually is kind of the same, yeah. So you can see it over here. The wheels are also spinning that way. Most of the time you just don't really notice it because you're looking at your character from this angle. But yeah, the Neb Dragon Cruiser is pretty cool, right, big boy? And talking about big boy, let's get on our little boy, which was the digital deluxe exclusive. It's gonna be the mini Neb Dragon. He is pretty funny to move around with, actually. It's a cute little guy. But with that, that's gonna be it for the video. I really wish you guys the best of luck when trying to go for these mounts. I recommend getting a good item drop up armor. It's gonna help you out a ton when going for the mounts that require like to be dropped as a rare enemy drop. And I wish you guys the best of luck when you're trying to re-roll the things that the merchants sell over at Gynomosia, and especially if you're gonna go for the Turboglider from our lovely plushling friend Marco. I really hope you don't have to go to like 1,000 boxes or something. I really don't know how many I'm on, but I hope the RNG gods are on your side. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Not even 5% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed, so I would appreciate it a lot if you would do so. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, later. Bye.